You're lying in bed, and it's 11:47 p.m. You weren't even planning to buy anything. You just open your phone for 5 minutes. And now somehow, there's a $249 order sitting in your cart. New shoes. A limited edition drop. Maybe an upgraded kitchen gadget. Maybe it's something you convinced yourself is an investment. You tell yourself, I work hard. I deserve this. It's on sale. I'll use it all the time. And before you can even fully process it, you hit buy now. 3 days later, you don't even feel excited. You just feel neutral. And your bank account feels slightly worse. If you've ever bought something impulsively and then questioned your life choices 48 hours later, that's literally you. And today we're fixing it. Hi, you can call me Miss Money, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart people stay broke. If you're someone who makes decent money but still wonders where it all goes at the end of the month, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because here's the thing. Most people don't have an income problem. They have a timing problem. And the 72-hour spending rule might be the simplest wealth-building strategy you'll ever use. Look. We've been told that budgeting is the answer. Track every dollar. Color code your expenses. Download 14 apps. But here's what most people don't realize. Overspending isn't a math problem. It's an emotional reaction problem. According to the American Psychological Association, around 60% of Americans say they've made impulse purchases due to stress. And data from Capital One Shopping shows the average American spends over $150 per month on impulse purchases. That's $1,800 per year. Invest $1,800 per year at an 8% annual return for 30 years? That's roughly $226,000. From random Amazon packages. This is where it gets really interesting. The difference between someone who builds wealth and someone who doesn't often comes down to pause power. Not intelligence. Not salary. Not even discipline. Just pause. The 72-hour spending rule is simple. If the purchase is non-essential and over a set amount, let's say $50 or $100, you wait 72 hours before buying it. No exceptions. You don't delete it. You don't shame yourself. You don't pretend you don't want it. You just wait. 3 days. That's it. And, it sounds almost too simple. But simplicity is exactly why it works. When you see something you want, your brain lights up. Literally. Studies using MRI scans show that anticipated purchases activate the dopamine reward system, the same neural pathways involved in gambling and addiction. You're not buying the product. You're buying the feeling. Here's what most people don't realize. Dopamine spikes at anticipation, not ownership. The excitement peaks before you even click buy. That means if you delay the purchase, the emotional spike fades. And once the emotion fades, you can think clearly. The 72-hour rule forces your logical brain, your prefrontal cortex, to re-enter the chat. It shifts you from, I need this right now, to, wait, do I actually? Let's break this down with real numbers. Imagine you earn $75,000 per year. After taxes, maybe you take home around $55,000. That's about $4,600 per month. Now, let's say you impulse spend $300 per month. Random clothes, tech upgrades, convenience spending. $300 times 12 equals $3,600 per year. Invest $3,600 annually at 8% for 25 years? That's around $263,000. That's not extra money. That's a house down payment. That's 5+ years of early retirement. That's financial breathing room. Here's what most people don't realize. Small decisions compound emotionally before they compound financially. The habit of restraint builds identity, and identity builds wealth. Now, you might be thinking, Miss Money, it's not like I'm buying yachts. It's just small stuff. Look. Nobody goes broke from one big decision. They go broke from 800 tiny unexamined ones. Let's say you buy $80 shoes, $120 skincare, $60 dinner upgrade, $200 deal you didn't need. That's $460 in a month without noticing. That's $5,520 per year. Invested at 8% for 20 years? Around $270,000. This is where it gets really interesting. The person who builds wealth isn't the one who never wants anything. It's the one who filters desire through time. Why not just wait 24 hours? Because 24 hours still keeps you emotionally attached. Marketing psychology shows urgency tactics, countdown timers, only 3 left, flash sales, are designed to compress your decision window. Retailers know that if you wait, you won't buy. 3 days disrupts urgency manipulation. It allows emotion to cool, alternatives to surface, budget awareness to return. By hour 72, one of 3 things happens. You forget about it. You realize you don't need it. You still want it, but now it's intentional. And here's the key. If you still want it after 72 hours, you can buy it guilt-free. Because now it's a decision, not a reaction. Here's what most people don't realize. Spending is often emotional anesthesia. Bad day at work? Buy something. Fight with your partner? Add to cart. Feeling behind in life? Upgrade something. Research published in the Journal of Consumer Psychology shows people are significantly more likely to make impulsive purchases when experiencing sadness or anxiety. The purchase feels like progress, but it's fake progress. It's like drinking salt water when you're thirsty. The 72-hour rule interrupts that coping mechanism. It forces you to sit with the discomfort instead of numbing it. And that's where financial maturity begins. Let me tell you about someone I'll call Emma. Emma makes good money, around $90,000 a year. But she always felt broke. Every month she'd say, "I don't even know where it goes." She wasn't reckless. She wasn't irresponsible. She was just reactive. We tracked her spending for 60 days. Her impulse purchases averaged $420 per month. That's over $5,000 per year. She implemented the 72-hour rule. Not perfectly, just consistently. 6 months later, her savings rate doubled. She didn't make more money. She didn't cut essentials. She didn't start a side hustle. She just paused. That's it. Now, you might be thinking, but what if the sale ends? Look, if your financial stability depends on a 20% discount, you probably shouldn't be buying it. Another one. What if I miss out? Here's the thing. There will always be another drop. Another launch. Another deal. Scarcity marketing is a billion-dollar industry for a reason. And your bank account doesn't care about limited editions. It cares about liquidity. This is where it gets really interesting. The 72-hour rule doesn't just save money. It changes your identity. When you stop reacting to every urge, you start seeing yourself differently. You become the kind of person who thinks ahead. The kind of person who controls money. The kind of person who doesn't get manipulated. And identity shift is powerful. Because once you see yourself as disciplined, you act disciplined. Wealth is built more by identity than by income. Let's make this practical. Step 1. Set your threshold. Pick a number. $50, $75, $100. Anything above that triggers the 72-hour rule. Step 2. Create a wait list. When you want something, write it down with the date. Step 3. Revisit in 72 hours and ask, do I still want this? Does it improve my life long term? Would I rather invest this? Step 4. Use the replacement rule. If you buy it, transfer the same amount to savings or investments. That one hurts, which is why it works. Let's say you eliminate just $200 per month in reactive spending. That's $2,400 per year. At 8% for 30 years? Around $300,000. And here's what most people don't realize. That's just the math. The bigger return is psychological. You feel in control. You stop dreading your bank app. You stop wondering where it all went. Control reduces stress. Lower stress improves decision-making. Better decisions improve income potential. It snowballs. The difference between 2 people earning $80,000 per year. Person A spends emotionally. Person B waits 72 hours. After 10 years, Person B likely has higher investments, less consumer debt, more confidence, and more flexibility. Same income. Different pause. Think of your money like a garden. Impulse spending is like pulling seedlings before they grow. Every $100 you spend today could have been a $300 future plant. The 72-hour rule is just giving your financial seeds time to root.
Look,
I'm not telling you to never enjoy your money. I'm telling you to enjoy it intentionally. There's a huge difference. The goal isn't deprivation. The goal is control. Because once you control your spending impulses, you unlock faster investing, lower stress, higher confidence, and long-term freedom. And freedom is expensive. But impulse decisions are more expensive. So, the next time you're lying in bed, 11:47 p.m., cart full, just wait. 3 days. That tiny pause might be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If this helped you see your spending differently, hit the subscribe button. And give this video a thumbs up so more people stop letting emotional purchases quietly steal their future. I miss money. And I'll see you in the next one.